Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to welcome you back once again to the 2015 Accu-Stats Invitational 10-Ball Championships. This is a 6-day round or a 4-day round robin with 6 invitees to this tournament. Each player will play every other player in the field. At the conclusion of the round robin on Sunday, the gentleman with the 2 best records will proceed to the finals. The referee for this first matchup of day number 2 is Carswell Random. In the booth will be Billy Incardona and Danny Diliberto. At this time, we'd like to introduce our 2 participants for this matchup at 12 noon. Our first gentleman is the reigning U.S. Open 9-ball champion. He hails from Chinese Taipei. A warm welcome, please, for Kevin Yu-hsuan Cheng. Thank you. And his opponent holds numerous world titles. He plays all games great. He's from Fulda, Germany. Please welcome the hitman, Mr. Thorsten Hohmann. Thank you. Gentlemen, you may lag for the first break. We're going to send it to the booth. Billy, Danny, take it away.
Accu-Stats Video Productions presents from Edison, New Jersey, the Make It Happen 10-Ball Invitational. Along with Danny Diliberto, I'm Bill Incardona. This is day 2, round 1, and what figures to be, a very, very closely contested match between the current U.S. Open champion, Kevin Cheng, and Thorsten Hohmann, who's been regarded for many years now as the best straight pool player in the world, but he has also won major titles in other disciplines as well, Danny.
Good description, Billy. And for a while, Pat Fleming and I thought he was the best straight pool player ever. He run 100 some consecutive matches. Great player.
Now, Kevin Cheng yesterday faced Shane Van Boening in his first match. It was the second match of the day, and Shane barraged him with his powerful break and defeated him. And now he has to come back today in game number 2 and face another winner in Thorsten Hohmann, who defeated Darren Appleton yesterday. So it's really, really important for Cheng to win this match, because if you go 0-2 in this tournament, you don't really figure to do well, because especially at the first 2 matches.
But the format, even if you're 0-4, you could still make 1,000 on the 5th game if you win it. That's a good format. So everybody's trying every game. Well, he came up dry.
Sort of a funny configuration of the balls all grouped together in the center of the table. I really can't remember the last time I saw all those balls. There's actually 8 balls in the center of the table, mid-table, across the table. It's kind of a funny-looking configuration there. But let's get back to the match here. Thorsten Hohmann at the table looking to push. He wants to put the 2 on the end rail, or close to it.
Good shot.
Now he's offered Cheng a shot on the 1 with really no future in position, because
I wouldn't shoot the 1, but I wouldn't give it back, because he's got a pretty good safe. He could bank the 1 from the end rail past the 4 ball, and the cue ball will go behind that wall of balls. Yeah. Right? You wouldn't give this back.
It's like a 1-pocket shot. Bank the 1 right back underneath him, and then he'll utilize that wall of balls that I referred to earlier.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he shoots this and tries to run out, he's making a mistake. He'll learn. Well, he's going to get away with it looks like. He was hoping to make that and then shoot the 2-10 combination, but the safe was the best way. Because like you said, a whole bunch of balls went in the middle of the table. He could have went behind all of those just by cutting the 1 banking to the end rail.
No, he's calling the 1 ball underneath him straight back. The problem with this shot is that if he misses it, he really does figure to give up a shot.
Yeah. Meanwhile, did it reach? It's in. Wow, that was gutsy.
Had he missed it, he probably would not have given up a shot. because
Right,
of these
because of
8,
that wall of
6,
balls.
and 3. Now that wall of balls constitutes the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All there. It's like, they're all like really conveniently positioned.
Yeah, once he got that ball out of the way, the 6 went. So all he has to do is fall on the 5, and he's going to. He's got the right angle to do it.
But it's a little tricky, Danny, because he's got to avoid contacting the 10, and he has to make sure he clears the 9 for shape on the 5. That's why he's taking as much time as he's taken, because he's ended up with a tricky angle here.
Well, he's going to draw it. He's not going to the end rail. Oh, yes, he is, but he did it pretty nicely.
He sure did.
He's got the perfect angle to be off the rail when he shoots the 6.
In his match against Appleton last night, he really didn't play his best game, but he still ended up winning the match. It was a really a grinding match, and both players played a little subpar, but that was understandable because the balls were not cooperating after the break.
He's still got a lot of work to do. The 9 is not sitting too well.
He wants to stay off the rail shooting the 8 because of the 9 not sitting well.
Well, now I think he's going to play the 9 to the right of him. Oh, no, I'm wrong again. Yeah, I don't like this, but he got away with it all. Well, it looks like Hohmann came to play.
Yeah, rack number 1 will go to Hohmann. And he got through that rack quite nicely, really, because, like I mentioned earlier, that configuration of balls all in the center of the table, it's really not easy to get around those balls because of all the congestion there. But he
made the bank on the 1, which is, he was the underdog to make. That's not a great shot, but he made a great shot, and it got him the win.
Yeah, and he followed it up with some pretty good play there. That's rack number 1 goes to Hohmann. The Hohmann yesterday really wasn't getting great results off the break, wasn't coming up with a shot on the 1 ball. Neither was Darren Appleton off the break yesterday. The 1 ball was ending up near the upper right-hand corner, and then it would rebound and go near that side cushion about a diamond and a half up. And he was always ending up with either a bank safety off the 1 or a thin cut on the 1, which was not really the type of shots you want to end up with off the break. I think the cue ball was going back down table too far. He would like to start that cue ball in the center of the table, and then the 1 will end up down near that upper pocket down there. Then the likelihood of him coming up with a shot is much more likely. He got kissed down there that time. Is see where the 1's going now? It's been going down that quadrant of the table just about every time the balls have been broken by all the players.
Well, this bank is an easier bank than the 1 he banked last rack, but position isn't there.
And protection isn't there as well if you miss the bank. So therefore, he has a more of a concern to even shoot the bank now than he did last time because he doesn't have the protection. He just may play the cue ball under the 10 here.
That's what he did.
This will be Cheng's second appearance at the table. He opted to choose that very difficult shot on the 1 with elevation, end up missing it, and then he took his seat, and this is the next time we've seen him now. He's kicking at the 1. He doesn't figure to do well with this kick because there's no interfering balls on this end of the table, and that's where both of these balls will end up going.
Good hit.
Now Hohmann steps to the table, cue ball position very close to the 3-ball, and he's going to have to shoot over a full ball here, Danny. And the 2-ball is at the other end of the table, and this shot demands an accurate hit and good cue ball speed as well.
Well, the
Tough
cue ball
open
is
shot.
going to the 2-ball, but like you say, he's over the top, a little tough to control, but the cue ball is going to be in position for the 2 if he makes this. It's going that direction.
Difficult shot. Very difficult. Couldn't get the power necessary, and the reason he didn't get the power he needed into that shot because he kind of like hit it fat and undercut the shot. Even though he pocketed the ball, by undercutting it, you're not going to get the movement you anticipate or need to get.
Yeah, a
to
thinner
get to the
hit,
next ball.
he would have been there.
And that was really attributable to the difficulty and the accuracy. Because of shooting over that 3-ball, it's very difficult to hit it accurate. Yeah, he hit it with some speed. He gave himself a good chance of doing something. With the format the way it is, you have to call all shots except if you kick. So therefore, if you're going to kick, you're probably better off kicking with some speed because of that reason. You don't have to call anything. But there are certain times when you kick that you shouldn't kick hard because you can kick to play a safety, but that wasn't one of those times.
Well, could he make the 2 and avoid the 8?
Yeah, he's going to draw 2 cushions in front of the 8 and go down where the 10 is.
Yeah, he did that nicely. Got position.
And going from the 3 to the 6 could be problematic here because the cue ball's positioned close to that side rail. So he's going to have to hit this accurately and put a good stroke on it. Because when you shoot off the rail or close to the rail, you're going to need to hit it with a good stroke.
Which he did. He fell on this ball pretty good.
Very nicely positioned. I like what he's doing here. He's really feeling the shot as he's looking at it. That when he gets down over the shot, he'll pretty much know what he needs to do.
Well, didn't figure to miss that one, but he did.
No, he doesn't ever figure to miss shots like that, but like Danny said, he did. I think he got a little careless. I think he took his eye off the ball and put more emphasis on cue ball control when he disrespected the shot a little.
Well, he got perfect on the 6, so there was no reason to miss it. He didn't have anything to do but make it. Hohmann does not mind one bit.
No. He didn't have the concentration, Cheng, that is when he shot that 6 ball, because you need to hold that concentration. Whenever you got an angle that's natural, then all you got to do is make the ball.
And
he didn't do that. He got a little careless, and that's the results.
He tried to steer the cue ball, and he overcut the ball.
Right, and he had a natural angle, like you mentioned. He had a natural angle. Whenever you have a natural angle, you know the speed that you have to hit it with, so therefore all that's left is accuracy with the shot. And you have to concentrate on hitting it accurate.
He's not happy about that. Don't forget, the man won the U.S. Open. So he's got pride and he's a great player. But that was a mistake that you're not supposed to make.
No. And, things like that, kind of like haunt you, particularly if you dwell over them. And you got to shake it off.
Yeah, you got to forget last inning.
Yeah. In order to play good pool, or for that matter, in order to play good sport, you got to have a short memory.
Yeah. Yeah, he can't take that into his next inning. That one's gone forever.
9 ball, nope. Nothing yet. And nothing. Cheng will now step to the table with a shot on the 1 that has a workable angle to play position for the 2 ball, which is positioned cross table near the other side rail. Now the 3 ball's positioned next to the 2. Going from the 2 to the 3 is no problem, but there's problems going from the 1 to the 2, Danny.
Yeah, and the 6 is going to be a little problem if he gets that far.
Now he's going to have to clear quite a few balls to come up with a shot on the 2. And this is not going to be easy.
Oh, I don't think he's going to like this.
I think he's going to be okay. He played field goal position,
Yeah,
which
he got
obviously
it,
he
yeah.
didn't intend to do, but he
got it.
ended up with it, and so therefore losing a little dignity with the shot, but certainly a fair trade-off. He'll accept it.
Oh, he hit that a little bit hard.
Now he's going to have to stay underneath the 8, playing position for the 4, because you want to end straight in on the 4. You don't want to have to cut the 4 to the right, because then you go into the 9. So if I were he, I would try to stay underneath the 8 and try to attain that straight angle on the 4. Maybe even go twice cross table with the cue ball, applying a little inside English. Like this. Now we may have to go into the 9 here.
Yeah, you don't want to.
You're right. You don't want to block that pocket for the 7 by going into the 9. You have a pocket for the 7 now. If you go into the 9, you may not have a pocket for the 7, and I'm certainly sure he's aware of it. Let's see how well he does with this.
It is a little bit of a problem because once all the balls are open, you don't want to hit any of them because all you could do is make them worse.
I think he should draw it into the 7 here. I think that shot will probably work out best if he draws it off the 4 into the 7 and not even fool with the 9. Then he'll have the 5, and he'll have the ability to play shape for the 6 with an angle.
Automatic extension in place.
Nothing easy here.
You're on an extension.
That's the way he drew it, but he ended up on the rail. He had to draw. He brushed the 9, Danny. Had he not brushed the 9, he may have gotten off that rail. He definitely has a problem here.
He's going to have to play for a bank now.
And even if he plays for the bank, he's going to have a good cue ball to play shape for the 7. This is very, very problematic. This next sequence of shots coming up now. Well, he lost his market for the bank. There's no chance. He's ended very stiff on this bank, meaning that it's not makeable. So he's got to figure out a way to play a good safe here.
Six ball, cross side.
Yeah, I don't think he could stiffen it.
I think he's playing all safe here.
He did.
He left distance. I do believe Hohmann will be able to see the 6.
Yeah, he could.
I think what Hohmann is going to try to do, he's going to try to bank the 6 to the side rail underneath the 8 and try to position the cue ball under the 9. Now that angle is the most natural angle that he has available to him. And he really doesn't have much other than that, other than if he just banks the 6. Now, he'll try to bank the 6, but he'll try to position the cue ball under the 9.
Yeah, the high ball will do that because the high will take after. Boy, he hit that one pretty good.
But he didn't get under the 9. See, had he gotten under the 9, he would have had the 9 for protection if he missed the 6. And also, if he made the 6, he would then have a shot on the 7. He may be able to bank the 7 cross-side. If he can see the edge of the 7, he may be able to bank it cross-side. I was just notified that Hohmann did not call that shot. He played a safety. And since he pocketed a ball and didn't call it, the player in the chair has the option to either come to the table and accept whatever is available to him at the table or pass the shot back to the other player.
Look at this hit.
Wow. Unbelievable. I mean, that was a very, very difficult kick. And
He
certainly
hit
made
at the
look
right
easy.
speed, and look where the cue ball wound up in case that ball didn't go. That was a great shot.
Hohmann has made some real good shots
Well, he's got to make one more
so
right
far in
here.
this match.
Oh, another good shot.
I mean, he did the entire pocket, but, that's understandable. It was a very difficult shot. He hit the outside of the pocket, the pocket accepted the ball, and he's back at the table.
Perfect angle to get to the 10.
Right, this is game number 3. Hohmann won the first 2 games of the match. He's looking to win game number 3 as well. And he does. 3-0 Hohmann. Well, Cheng has made a couple unforced errors in this match, and obviously that's one of the reasons why he's trailing 3-0.
The match 3 games to none.
And he's 0-1 in the tournament. Hohmann could remain undefeated if he wins this one. Let's replay that 7-ball kick.
Now, I want you to notice when he kicks this ball, look how close the 7 is to the cushion. I mean, he has to hit this ball perfectly because he's coming in at the angle, boom, that he needs to hit it perfectly for him to be able to put it down, which he did. And then the 8-ball was another difficult shot.
It was.
Of course, it wasn't as difficult as the kick, but, it was a difficult shot. He made it look easy, and then he ran out. Now, he would like to position the cue ball after the break, stop it near center table. The 1 will probably go down to the quadrant, which is to his left, which is done. Well,
Oh, he made some balls. Where are you, 1?
It got kissed back. He does have a shot on the 1, I believe.
He does. Not an easy shot, and you got to get to the 2.
The 2 he pocketed on the break. The 3 ball was kind of hidden on the other side of the 5, 7, and 10. So therefore, making this 1 ball play more difficult than it looks, because now he's got to play very good position on the 3, unless he cinches the 1 and goes down table and plays safe off the 3. And that could be an option. That'll keep him in control of the table, because there's different ways of winning a game. One is obviously to run out. The other is to play shape for a good safety. Now he's stretching out here. May be a mistake. I made a mistake about the 2 being off the table. The 2 is still on the table.
And he got to it.
Yes.
That was the easier part of the shot. The shot was tough. Position was automatic.
I'm kind of curious if the 2 was not on the table, how he would have played it. But that's certainly a moot point anyways. But the 2 was on the table and position was there.
He overcut it. He overcut it.
Now this is the type of an opportunity that Cheng needed. He needed to step to the table with balls spread open, which they are fairly spread open, and he needs to run out. He cannot falter here.
Yeah, you got to win this kind.
Yeah, not getting out here will be very punishing, and not only on the scoreboard.
3 ball, 1 apart.
He's fallen a little awkward on the 3. May have to follow it here.
Oh, he's going to follow it. It's going automatically to the 4.
He wants a slight angle, which he's gotten.
Yeah, he's perfect. No excuse to not get out here.
Yeah, and he needs to concentrate on pocketing the ball here. He was guilty of not doing that earlier in this match on the shot on the 6th ball. Because once you have the right angle and you understand the speed of the shot, all that's left is hitting it accurately. So keep your concentration and focus on hitting it accurately whenever you hit confronted with that type of a situation.
Set ball, set hot.
That's good speed.
9 ball, corner pop.
It's good speed if you had the 9 ball is game ball, but the 9 ball is not game ball, and he's laying a little awkward on the 10 ball. He knows that if he draws it back, he's going to draw it close to the 10, and he doesn't want that to happen, but that's what he has. Let's see how well he does.
He overdrew it.
Yeah, but he's okay. He'll certainly take that going into the shooting the 10, because had he known that's where he would have ended up, he would have accepted it. Excellent. You know, whenever you shoot a shot like that, like he shot in the 9 ball, drawing the cue ball, the intermediate range, you know, is difficult. It's a difficult shot to execute. You're drawing it, 4 feet. Sometimes you draw it 5.5 feet. Sometimes you draw it 3.5 feet. But if you can draw it 4.5 feet, from anywhere from 3.5 to 4.5 feet, then you've done your job on those type of shots. They're not easy shots to control the cue ball off of, and he made it look pretty easy to me. I thought he made a real good shot, Danny.
He did. And he's on the scoreboard. I mean, he hasn't won a match yet, but every match you win is $1,000. $1,000 is a lot of money in Taipei. He played perfect in the U.S. Open, Billy.
Well, I can see that he has all the tools. He has a good break as well.
Yeah, he made a ball and he's got position.
Cue ball's positioned rather close to that side cushion, and the 2 ball's positioned near the cushion at this end of the table. Now he's got to come with a super stroke to get back down for the 2. This shot doesn't play simple by any means. Let's see how well he does with this one.
I think he's got enough angle to go towards the 10 and get to the 2.
Let's find out.
Yeah, I don't think he has to draw it.
Well, he's got to elevate for sure.
Yeah, he's got to elevate so he can get the right angle off the object ball. Center ball will do it with stroke. Oh, he drew it.
Right.
Oh, that's a great shot.
And what happens when you draw a ball off the rail, when you elevate like that, the cue ball is going to jump off the table, the bed of the table, and you're going to lose some movement with that cue ball when it does that. So he anticipated everything that happened, executed the shot perfectly. Let's take a look at the way the balls are laying, Danny. He has an option to play the 6-8 combination or the 6-7 combination. After pocketing the 5, he can play the 6-8 combination, the 6-7 combination, the 6-7 billiard. So therefore, he has options and things to think about.
Well, I like the billiard because the 6 is not going anywhere because it'll hit the 8.
But the 6-8 combination carries more natural position for the 6. He's going for the billiard or the combination.
Yeah,
he's going for the 6-7 combination. No, he's got to watch that cue ball. I think he's got to, and make sure that he doesn't move the 8 to where it's not pocketable. He's going to move the 8 a little bit. He's got to be concerned with that. Oh, he played the billiard and he made a pocket for the 6.
Yeah, he's in good shape now.
Yeah, there was a variety of ways he could have played this layout. He might be better off just going down for the side for the 9. That's what he's done.
9 ball, side pocket.
This is rack number 5, I believe.
Mr. Cheng wins that game.
So Cheng has shown his resiliency in winning rack number 5, and now only trails by 1 game in the match, 3 games to 2. I like the way he's breaking the balls. He got a couple kisses in the center of the table, but in no way, is that a reflection on how poorly or how good he hit him? What I looked at after breaking the balls is where that cue ball goes after contacting the 1. That cue ball is going straight back, and if you get a kiss here or there, you can't help that. But if that cue ball goes straight back, that indicates that you've hit the 1 squarely, and that's what you need to do to open up the balls and get good action. He's hitting the 1 squarely. That cue ball is going straight back. If he continues to break the balls like that, he's going to do well. And he changed the side of the table he's breaking from, by the way. And that's really a no-no because...
Well, he did the Shane break. The second ball went in the side. He doesn't have a good shot on the 1.
No, he missed the break slightly because the cue ball was tracking toward that side pocket and got kissed away. He was fortunate that happened, but he did hit him with good velocity. Now he's going to make that adjustment the next time he goes to the table to break the balls, because like I mentioned, that was the first time he broke them from that side of the table, so therefore he's got to try to feel it out now, and he's already went to school on it once. The next time he breaks them, he'll make an adjustment. This is a difficult shot, not only because the pocketing of the 1 is difficult, but controlling the cue ball is difficult as well.
I think you cut it into the 7 and try to go behind the 3. That's what he tried to do.
I would have went straight across table behind the 5 and the 4. I kind of like that shot better because now you have 2 interfering balls to get behind. Hohmann steps to the table with a really long shot on the 1. He's going to probably have to elevate and draw the cue ball and brush the 8. This shot plays fairly difficult, but the guy at the table...
Yeah, he's going to draw the ball without hitting the 8, I believe. And he did that.
He ended up with a shot on the 2. Now, does he have the angle to follow it and miss that corner pocket with the cue ball? I believe he does. But he's going to have to hit this with a good stroke, Danny.
Yeah, he needs some left-hand English, try to get around the 10. Oh, he didn't. No, that could have been a little better. He's got a cut on the 3, but the cue ball is going to be very lively.
He's close enough to the 3 to hit this very accurately. He's going to be able to see the shot really well. He'll be able to shoot it from the side of the table, I do believe. So therefore, he'll be able to judge this shot quite easily because he'll need to contact the right side of the 3 with the left side of the cue ball. And I believe that he'll be able to see it very, very clearly from his position. But the cue ball, like Danny says, could be suspect.
He overcut it.
Yeah, he...
You know why? He wasn't in line. I mean, he was all twisted there. He couldn't hit that ball, with a relaxed body. I mean, he was twisted,
Right.
and he didn't get in line to see it good.
He couldn't position his body where it needed to be to get a good sight on the shot.
He might have been better off using a bridge.
Absolutely. Now, for sure, he would have been better off using a bridge. But you hit the nail on the head. He couldn't position his body correctly to benefit the shot in terms of accuracy. He missed it. Oh, he made it. The ball must have been deeper into the pocket than I thought. I thought it was on the rail frozen.
Yeah, he's going to have to hit 2 rails here.
Yeah, and he wants to cut the 5 to his left and go cross table for position.
Yeah, he's got that.
He would like to end straight in on the 7 because the 10 blocks the corner pocket. If he ends straight in on the 7, then he can draw it back for the 8 and the side. Now he can play either side of the 7 here.
Well, he got pretty good. Just draw it now and get straight in on the 8.
This is another one of those draw shots that require good tempo, good speed. He's fallen a little short.
Yeah, he's got to hit the rail now, but the 10 is out in the open.
He's got to miss the 10, and then he's got to come back off that bottom rail and regain shape on the 10. So he's got to miss the 10. And he cannot let up on his stroke here. You let up on your stroke, you hit the 10, and bad things could happen. You can't let up on your stroke. He didn't let
Good
up on
shot.
his stroke. He ended up with a little tougher shot on the 10 that he wanted, but he didn't go into the 10. If he would have gone into the 10, he probably would have ended up with no shot.
The way the 10 is sitting, he could have had it in any pocket. So there was no problem getting to it where you can make the 10, but now you got to make it. Which he did.
And he needed the entire pocket, but he'll accept it. Rack number 6 goes to Cheng. After falling behind in this match, 0-3, this match is tied up 3 games apiece. Hohmann went to the table, couldn't position his body good enough to get a good sight on the ball, and carelessly shot it anyways.
You're right.
You know?
He didn't want to wait. He wanted to shoot it right away. But I knew he didn't get the right position to start with, which would have changed all that. His body was all twisted. He was not in line with the shot, so therefore he didn't make it. And it cost him the game.
Exactly. And if any of you people out there ever find yourself in that type of a position, a precarious position like that, don't forget, get the bridge out if that's what you need to do. Got good results off the break. Pocketed a ball on the break and came up with a shot. What's good about this shot is after pocketing the 1, the cue ball will then naturally fall into position for position on the 3.
Yeah, he's going to go to the middle of the table if he makes it.
So this is a type of a situation where all concentration and focus should be on pocketing the ball because it carries a natural angle to play position for the next ball, which then would be the 3 ball. So just think about pocketing the ball, and that's it. And he missed it.
Oh, he missed it
badly. He missed it badly.
Badly.
He's not really playing well. He's not hitting balls with accuracy that needs to be hit with accuracy.
One ball. Three ball.
He's got to play good position here by going in between the 4-8 for position on the 4 and in this pocket here, which he's done.
Very good. Very
Okay.
good. Now he wants to get straight in on the 5, and then the rest of it looks like a road map except for the 8.
The 8 and 9 is problematic, Danny. Whenever
is,
you have
yeah.
2 balls on the same rail, like the 8 and 9, you're restricted in terms of playing position, and also you have more problems in playing.
Yeah,
You're restricted in terms of playing position for a good shot on the 8, and then you have to play good position off of that shot. So therefore, that's a problem area right there.
He
the
got
8
a
and the
little
9.
more angle on this ball. He would have liked to have been straight in.
This is a difficult shot, Danny.
Yeah, he might have to play for the 6 in the pocket where the 7 is, but he killed it.
Yeah, it was a little
He
straighter
turned
than
it
both
in.
you and I thought. We thought he had more of an angle. Okay,
Yeah.
now this is the big shot coming up. He
It
should
really
he should
is.
walk around the table and take a better look at where he needs to be. I think he should take another look at it because this is a very big shot coming up. He's got to get really good on this ball, and he did. Now he can go twice across table and play shape for either corner pocket. It all depends on how he feels about the angle he's left with here.
I play for the 9 in the far corner because you don't deal with the sides like this.
Yes, that's the angle that he was left with, and like Danny said, you don't have to deal with the side pocket. So therefore, with the cue ball that is, therefore he opted to go twice across, playing the 9 in the upper corner,
He got perfect.
and he got perfect, and he done extremely well with his plan. That's rack number 7. Hohmann now takes the lead again in the match by the score of 4 games to 3.
The TPA is 860 for Hohmann, 825 for Cheng.
Very indicative to the score, I might add.
Yeah.
Yeah, that twice across table position play all depends on the side pockets and the angle that you have going into the shot. If you feel that the side pocket, and I'm talking about both side pockets, could be a problem, could be, something to be concerned about, always think about playing the position for the ball in the upper corner.
That's why he did it. No danger of scratching in the side. And you don't have to get perfect because you made the right decision, but he did that. Where are you going, cue ball?
Oh, he's going to end up with a shot on the 1.
And I think the 2 is out in the open, too.
Yeah, the 2 ball came across table far enough to where it's not behind the 6. So that position is very attainable. And he's got a nice angle here. Now here's another one of those shots where all you need to do here is hit it with the strokes that you know it needs to be hit with, but most importantly, keep focus in your concentration on pocketing the ball.
He missed it, too. That's what Cheng did, but he jumped up a bit. Yeah, you can't blow opportunities like that.
I think what was running through his mind was the angle that he was left with was a little steeper than he would have liked, so he wanted to make sure he didn't hit it with the speed to get behind the 6.
Yeah, but he could have gone one rail and played the 2 in the other corner where the 1 is.
He could have done that, but when you opt to do things like that, then you make the shot play a lot more difficult. He didn't think it would be a fair trade-off, but he just took his eye off the ball when he shot it.
He jumped up,
And
too,
he
Billy.
jumped up, like Danny said. He did jump up a little bit, indicating that he wasn't comfortable with the shot.
He
You have to
wasn't.
be comfortable with the shot
He wasn't.
prior to shooting. And I attribute that to his patience. I think he was a little impatient with the shot, just
Yes,
like
he
he was a
was.
little impatient with the
With the
shot on the
3 ball,
3
yeah.
ball.
Yeah, he wanted to get it over with. Well, this would have been Mickey Mouse if he didn't get over the 6. No problem.
Now, these balls are really laying nicely over the table. And there's no problems out there. Getting from the 5 to the 6 is probably his biggest hurdle.
You're right. He would have liked to been. Well, he's going to play for the side. That's pretty good. But if you get straight in, you're going to have trouble getting to the 7 properly.
And this is perfect. All he needed to do is just stop or draw it back an inch or so.
Yeah, he's fine.
Now all he'll need to do is just draw it back at about another inch or 2. And then he'll have a nice follow shot where he can go down to the bottom rail for position for the 9. But he wants to end up with an angle on the 9. He could either follow it or just force it down. Either way, I think following it, he'll give him better speed to the cue ball.
Yeah, he can go one rail.
But following it, he should be able to judge the speed of the shot a little better. Now we go 2 cushions. I like 2 cushions here. 2 cushions gives him a much better feel once again of the speed of the shot.
10 balls, 1 o'clock.
And gives him a lot more latitude in terms of playing shape and keeping in line.
Mr. Cheng wins.
Track number 8 goes to Cheng, and once again the match is tied up. Now with the score being 4 games for Cheng, 4 games for Hohmann. Yeah, it's not easy out there, you know. Playing this game, 10 ball is not an easy game to play because of the additional ball as opposed to playing 9 ball. 9 ball is a much easier game to play than 10 ball. That one additional ball makes a world of difference. Okay, now Cheng is going to break the balls from this side of the table once again. This will be the second time he's broken the balls from this side of the table. The cue ball was tracking toward that left side pocket the way he's looking at the balls, and he got kissed away. Let's see how well he hits the balls this time. Much better. Much better.
Oh, he made
And
a
he
few.
got rewarded for it.
Yep, he made a few balls, and he's got a shot on the 2.
Now, this shot here carries a thin angle on the 2, which means that he's going to probably travel to play position for the 3 in the side. I think his best chance is that. Even though he's going to probably run into some interfering balls, I think hitting it with that speed, he picks up on accuracy, and I believe that's the correct way to play this shot.
Yeah, just make the ball. I think you're going 2 rails at the 8.
More so toward the 9. He's going to hit. The cue ball is going to hit deep into that upper left-hand corner. And he wants a little left-hand spin. But he runs the risk of getting behind the 10 or the 9 here. So keep that in mind. The cue ball may end up behind the 10 or the 9. He cleared a 9, and he's in good shape.
Oh, he got good. People appreciate that shot.
Now the 4 ball was positioned far enough away from that rail. It can go on the side. But he decided not to play it in the side. I was surprised there. I thought that with a little inside English, he could have positioned the cue ball quite nicely for the 4 on the side. He opted to play it in the corner. No, he wanted to make
if you
sure.
played it in the side, it had an extreme angle. You couldn't do too much with it. Now he's going to the 5 automatically.
If he's able to miss that point,
Oh, he'll miss the point.
which he's did, or which he's done.
5 ball, side pocket.
I don't know what kind of angle he's left himself. If he can shoot and stop, that's ideal. I don't think he has that because there's a lot of indecision out there. So he didn't have that angle. But I'll tell you what, he played a pretty good pool shot there. Nicely executed shot, getting to where he got on the 8. Certainly simplified the remainder of the rack.
Well, he's about to take the lead.
This will be game number 9. After falling behind in the match 3-0, he's going to finally have the lead. 5-4.
He moves ahead in the match, 5 games to 4.
He looks more relaxed now than he did to start the match. Yeah, I figure him to play very well the rest of this match, the rest of this tournament, actually.
Of the two players, Cheng definitely looks the more comfortable at the table. Like I mentioned before, and Danny agreed with me, Hohmann has been showing a lot of impatience here at the table. He did it on the 3, and also did it on the 1. He's got to get it together, because if he doesn't, I don't expect him to win this match, Danny. And Cheng is out breaking. I've noticed that position of the cue ball stopping in the center of the table. That's what you want to do when you break the balls. He hit that break perfectly. Nicely executed break shot.
Well, the 1 to the 2 is going to be maybe the whole rack.
Yeah, but he can afford to fall further away from the 2 to maintain the angle that he needs. And the 2 is somewhat in the open because he's got an ideal angle to get there. He just needs to get off that rail about 1.5 feet or 2 feet and make sure he doesn't end up behind the 8. So that, with that understanding, you really don't want to travel too far with the cue ball. He's traveling too far with the cue ball unless he played safe for the 2 at the other end of the table, which I believe that's what he's done.
Looks natural to follow the ball now and go to the 3 in the side.
Yes, that's exactly what he's going to do.
It's again, all you got to do is make the ball. You're falling on the 3. This is the kind of shot he missed earlier. Hit the cue ball high and go between the 8 and the 7, and you're going to be there. Oh, he trickled that one in, but he made it.
Now, the remaining balls on the table are positioned very nicely and conveniently.
They're a road map. Every ball leads to the other one. 5 in the corner, 6 in the side, 7 in the other side. He's going to have the natural angle on all of them. Well, he didn't play for the side.
Well, he's actually played himself a little bit out of line here,
He
Danny.
did. He did. This is a little different now. Well, he got back in line, Billy.
He sure did.
He's got the angle from the 7 to the 8 to the 9.
And often what appears to be meaningless shots in terms of playing position are anything but that. Sometimes when you get yourself in good line, you got to have the right speed to stay in line. He was guilty of that, but he was resilient enough to get back in line.
Well, don't do much here. Just stop and shoot the 10 in the side.
You think
I
so?
think, yeah.
No, I can't go for that.
Why?
Nah, I got to get away from that end of the table. Yeah, shooting shots in the side pocket off near that rail, pretty stressful.
Yeah, but you would have had nothing to do with the cue ball.
Okay, that's rack number 10, Danny. Cheng now leads in the match by 2 games, 6 games to 4.
Look at his TPA.
His TPA is bordering 900 at 899. Now, that's certainly very, very respectable. That's shooting a little above world-class speed at 899. Where Hohmann is lagging behind, shooting in the low 800s, 820 to 830. And you can't win matches against quality players shooting 820, 830. You got to step it up. He's going to have to step up his game.
But he's got to get to the table first, Billy. He's not getting to the table if the other guy breaks and runs out.
And Cheng has been breaking the balls better. He's been playing better and breaking them better. And that's a deadly combination.
Oh, he made some balls.
And he's got a shot on the 1.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the side, but he certainly has a shot on the 1 in the corner.
With nothing to do.
Exactly, with natural position for the 3, which is positioned close to the left-hand side pocket. And once again, the balls are spread quite nicely over the table. He'll do just fine, providing he stays concentrated here. He has to stay with strong concentration in shooting this opening shot. Nope.
He overcut it. Well, Hohmann is snookered, but it's better than the guy making the ball.
Well, he would like to hit that 1 solidly, maybe give 10 some action. But he's got to put a good stroke, and he's got to draw the ball off that side rail to kill that cue ball after contacting the 1.
And remember, it's call shot, but not if you kick. You can get lucky if you kick. So hit it hard enough to get lucky.
And draw the ball. You got to draw the ball to kill the cue ball.
Good hit.
Yeah, he wants to give that 10 a little action, which he's done.
Oh boy.
Hello? You do have a good ringtone, though, Denny. That matters.
Well, he's looking to make the 1 off the 3. And it looks like it's automatic.
Combination, 3 ball.
But what do you do with the 4? The 4 goes in the left-hand corner pocket, I think.
What
Oh,
do you
he
do with
made
the
the 3 instead of the 1.
I don't know if he has a pocket for the 1. If he doesn't have a pocket for the 1, he'll freeze him on the 9, or at least put him behind the 9. Now he's looking. He must have a pocket for the 1 because he's looking to see if he has a pocket for the 4 in the side.
1 ball, corner pocket.
Now, I believe he has a pocket for the 4. Obviously, he wouldn't have played shape like that if he didn't. And I do believe he has the angle to force the cue ball to the same rail the 5's laying on, and he'll play the 5 on the far corner.
Yeah, but the 6 is going to be a little bit of a problem.
4 ball, 4 ball.
But it isn't always a problem. It's a problem if you're trying to run out, but sometimes you got to play position to play safe.
Exactly. But the 6 will go in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, but you got to fall on it. That could be tough from where the
Absolutely.
5 is.
Yeah, he's got a flatter angle than he wanted to end up with.
Right. He's going to have to pound this to get on. But again, don't risk missing the ball. Play safe off the 6.
And that's a very, very noteworthy point, Danny. I think that he's better off pocketing the 5 and cinching it, drawing back and banking the 6 cross-side and keeping the cue ball behind the 8.
Yeah. That's what
Like
he's going to
this.
do.
Now he'll bank the 6 cross-side, and he'll probably try to use the 8 as a protection.
It's free. You know,
Well,
you could win but can't lose here.
It's kind of free. I understand what you're saying, but it takes a pretty good hit to secure that cue ball behind the 8. It's not automatic here, and that's why there's all that indecision out there. He's taking his time because this is not like a free shot.
No, it's not straight in. He's got to cut it, so he'll lose the cue ball a little bit. If he wants to bank it, he doesn't have to.
Exactly.
He could freeze him on the 8. That might win the game.
See, it wasn't free. Had he missed it, he may have given up the shot.
If he missed it, he would have sold out.
But that's what you have to figure out and consider, and then make a decision. Like Danny said, you don't have to bank it. You can just play it safe. And that was an option he had. He opted to go for the pocket, and it looks like he's going to get paid off.
Well, don't miss the 8 now, or that was for nothing.
That was clean.
He made it.
This is the 11th rack. Cheng leads 6-4, and he's looking to extend it. I don't see anything bad happening here. Looks like he's going to end up with a 3-game lead. It's 7 games to 4.
Like I said, he's more relaxed now than he was at the beginning. But Hohmann can't do anything about it because you can't win from the chair.
He's won 7 out of the last 8 games.
And Hohmann is stuck on 826.
Cheng is shooting over 900, has won 7 out of the last 8 games, and he's breaking the balls well. So for Hohmann to win from this position that he's in is very, very unlikely. And he's going to have to not only come up and play some real good pool, but he's going to have to be the beneficiary of a lot of good rolls.
And he's going to have to get to the table.
He's breaking the balls really well. He's getting a good solid hit on that one ball, and he's been getting rewarded for it. Well, I don't know if he's come up with a shot this time, Danny.
He doesn't. He's going to have to play safe finally.
Now, he does have an angle to cut the 1 into the 5 and drop the cue ball behind the 10. I think he has that angle. It's not really a simple shot to execute, but it certainly is there.
And it's close. Not far away. I mean, he can make the hit because it is close.
I don't know what he's looking to do here. He's looking at something. He thinks he has a pocket. I don't think he has a pocket.
I don't either. No, he doesn't. He knew he didn't.
Oh, he played a safe behind the 5, but in order to execute that shot without fouling, he had to make sure the 1 nipped the 9 and then went to the side rail. That was the part of the shot that needed accuracy. He hit it perfectly.
See, folks, it isn't all about shooting. It's about making the right choices and playing safe when necessary.
The last 2 times Hohmann stepped to the table, he had a kick. He certainly didn't like that.
Tough to win games with only a kick. But nevertheless, you better hit this or you're going to get further behind.
He's going 2 cushions with a draw stroke again. Looks like he's hitting it softly, Danny.
You're right. You're right. He was trying to knock it behind the 2.
He tried to get the cue ball behind the 2.
Oh, he didn't sell out a shot.
Narrowly missing the hit to do it. But I could see how easily, with a little adjustment, he could have ended up behind the 2.
Yeah, I think Hohmann's going to be kicking again.
Now this shot, if you bank it cross-side, you miss it long and it goes 2 cushions and you draw the cue ball underneath the 2. Then you have the 8 and the 6 as interfering balls.
That's what he's thinking about, it looks like.
Nope. He went the other route.
He did it very well, too. Like I said, Hohmann's going to be kicking again. I don't think he can hit the 1. without kicking.
He must have some sort of a,
Yeah,
a
he's
channel
looking
there
maybe
because
he
he's hasn't looked at anything else.
well,
he's
if he tries to hit that ball, he's going to get a double kiss.
Okay,
he
now
can't-
this shot here, I think he's going to kick softly too. He wants to kick softly so the cue ball ends up behind the 8.
Or the 1 winds up behind the 8. Nothing goes behind the 8, and I think he sold out.
Yeah, he's narrowly missing the sweet spot of these kicks, and it's costing him because even though he's kicked pretty good, he's not hitting the kick where he needs to hit it to get the results he wants.
Cheng right now is trying to see what angle he needs to go from the 2 to the 3.
He can play 2 angles. He can cut the 2 to his left and go 2 cushions around in between the 7 and 9, or he can draw it straight back in between the 5 and the 6.
Or he could stick right on the 2 and take the cut on the 3.
Exactly, he could do that as well.
Well, not anymore. He's got an angle now. Now he can go with a high ball under the 7. Needs a good stroke.
Yeah, and you know, strange things and funny things often happen with shots like this one. So therefore, there's no guarantee he's going to get where he needs to be.
He would have been better off getting straight in on the 2 and sticking and taking the cut on the 3. The 3 is near the pocket.
Now he wants to go 2 cushions in between the 7-9. 2 cushions in between the 7-9, which he's done, playing shape for the 3.
Yeah, he's good now. Got to fall straight in on the 5. And the rest of the rack looks like a road map.
There's nothing natural about this shot unless he plays the 5 in the upper right-hand corner. So he's elevating, drawing back for the 5 in the side.
Yeah.
Nice stroke, hit it very
Perfect.
nice.
Perfect.
I really like the way he hit that ball. It appeared to be a simple shot, but it required a good hit to make it look simple like it looked. It wasn't simple, by the way. He hit it really nicely. Notice how nice he got in line. Getting in line like he did there simplified the entire rack. What's left of it.
Well, there's the other saying, connect the dots. That's what he got.
He may have to do a little traveling here. He may have to go around the 10.
Oh, yeah, don't gamble on going behind things. Go 3 rails. That's what he did. Yeah, if you try to get perfect without hitting 3 rails, you could have snookered yourself.
Right. Go the path that offers the least resistance, even if it is 3 rails.
9-ball corner.
No, he's playing some pretty good pool, Danny. He's handling that ball really nicely, and he's breaking the balls
I saw him do this at the
well.
U.S. Open the whole week. He didn't have a close match.
Cheng will now have a 4-game advantage, with the score being 8 games to 4, and has won the last 8 out of 9 games.
8 games. 8 games to 4.
And Hohmann is only getting kick shots. But actually, one good kick, he could have stopped this, but nothing was easy.
Nothing was easy. You're exactly right. And the kicks that he had needed to be hit perfectly because of the speed that he hit them both with. When you opt to shoot a kick with a soft speed, you have to hit it accurately to get the results you need to get. He failed to do that on both kicks and paid both times.
And this guy is breaking very well.
Now that's the key when you're playing upper echelon players. Breaking the balls. The player that breaks the balls the best usually goes on to win. There's no question who's breaking the balls the best in this match.
Oh, look at this.
There's a leak in the table there, Danny. Pocketing
except he
4
doesn't.
balls on the break.
Rare to see 4 balls on the break in 10 ball. Well, I think we come back to where he's going to play it safe.
I think the best route for him to take is behind the 10 with the cue ball by very thinly hitting the 1 and going behind the 10. Hitting that side rail and then behind the 10. If he can stretch over the table and reach it. If he can't stretch over the table and reach it.
Get the bridge. You got to learn from your opponent's mistake.
You certainly do. Yep, he didn't. He didn't get behind the 10. He came short about 4 feet. And that's because, like Danny said, if you can't reach it, just get the bridge. Okay, even though it's a little more cumbersome, get the bridge. And, you'll be able to hit the shot a lot easier that way with the bridge and feel the speed of the shot a lot better.
That's why they make bridges.
Going to be nicely struck.
Yeah,
nicely struck.
Yeah, it came to this point of life where eventually you got to shoot at something to turn this around.
Cheng did manage to amass an 8-4 lead, winning 8 out of 9 games after falling behind 3-0. Now Hohmann has to do something like Cheng just did. He has to start his barrage, and it has to start right now.
Well, he's got a good opportunity to start with. I don't see any problems. He got perfect.
7 ball.
Hohmann finally got an opportunity with a bank. That's better than all the kicking he did.
He would like to go around the 10, but I don't know if he has the angle to do that. 1, 2, yes he did.
Yep. He's going to get good on this one.
He may
Might have to do the same thing.
Yeah, it looks like he has the angle that's steep enough for him to play it the same way, which he's done.
10 ball, corner pocket.
And now, with the pocketing of the 10, he'll come within 1 game closer to the lead at 8 games to 5.
With his break.
Mr. Hohmann with that.
But he's got to pick up the speed of his break. He's got to pick up on the accuracy of the hit and maintain good velocity. Because he needs to pocket balls on the break, and he can't afford to either scratch in a pocket or jump off the table. But he's got to hit the 1 solid. Got to make sure all the balls are frozen. When the balls are frozen, you get more action off the break. Whenever you find yourself leaving little gaps in between the balls, that kills the action that generates through the balls after hitting the 1. But you got to hit the 1 solidly. And he did. Now that's the break he needs right there. That's the break that'll get him back in this match.
He made a ball.
Going from the 1 to the 2 is going to be a problem here. He would like to spin it, but if he spins it, he runs the risk of going into that side pocket.
It's a thin hit also.
Yeah, well, I think he's going to have to spin it here, Danny, and gamble a little bit here.
Was the 2 go past the balls to the other far corner?
I don't think so. I think it's going to have to be a soft spin. Very difficult shot and risky.
That's what he did.
Nicely executed.
That was a great shot.
The 4 is positioned on the other side of the table. You can't pocket it in this lower pocket. You can bank it cross-side. You can play it in the upper corner, but that's the only 2 pockets that are available.
And like I said earlier, you don't have to gain all the games right here. You could play position for a safe.
And you could do that with the 4. But sometimes when you trail by a significant amount of games, you don't look to play the safety. Even though that may be the wise thing to do, you just don't look to do things like that for some reason.
Don't shoot a missable shot now, you know.
This is another very, very tricky shot coming up. If he opts to play shape for the 4 in the far corner, a lot of bad things can happen. It's a very difficult shot here. He wants to go cross-side with the 4. I don't blame him. But now he's got to not only make the bank, he's got to play good cue ball, and he's got to have good speed. Because the angle going toward the 5 is going to be very difficult. He's got to have good speed.
He got good.
That's perfect.
He got good.
That's perfect.
Now he'll be off the cushion also with the cue ball.
This has been a big rack for Hohmann, not only on the scoreboard, but it'll certainly elevate his confidence.
Yeah, he'll be 2 games behind if he can close this one.
And he broke the balls well. I kind of liked him maintaining an angle. He played the opposite angle. I thought that he had a natural angle the other way, but this angle is a good angle as well. Just drawing it off that side cushion. Make sure you get down far enough now. You got to get down far enough, and he's done that. He played this rack like the champion that he is. This was an extremely difficult rack. I would think that this rack here was the most difficult rack in the match, and he played it perfectly. Beautifully played rack.
And he made a bank.
Mr. Hohmann wins that game. The score is now 8-6 in favor of Mr. Cheng.
Now you got to get to the table. You reverse things.
Okay, we're ready to go. What is it going to be? Rack number 15. Hohmann must stay focused. Must stay focused on this break. He knows how important this break shot is. Nicely struck break. He's going to get rewarded once again. Where's the 1 going? Does he have a pocket? He has a pocket.
Yeah, he has the corner pocket.
Will the 3 go into the pocket he just walked past? I think it will.
Yeah.
Because that's the angle that he's left himself with on the 1. He can follow it straight down for position for the 3 into the lower left-hand pocket. That's the pocket he just looked at. But he has to make sure he doesn't stay or doesn't get too close to that 4 and ends up behind it. Nicely struck ball. Excellent
Perfect.
speed.
Perfect.
Going to have to draw it to the side rail and back out. He's in good line for the 4, which will put him in perfect line for the 5, and then go across table for the 7.
Yeah, you need to make sure you get an angle here. And he's got that.
He's narrowing the gap. He trails by 2 games now. He's looking to close it to 1.
7 ball, corner pocket.
No, he doesn't want to end straight in on the 8. He wants an angle on the 8.
Yeah, he'd like to get the angle that he's got right now. And he got it.
And that way now he can force it across. He would like to draw it a little bit, end up in the center of the table or a little past center table.
I think you can go forward just as easily.
Yeah, I think drawing it, you increase the accuracy of the shot. Okay, now he can draw it again, if he can reach it. If he can reach it. Oh, perfect speed, Danny.
Perfect.
Very nicely done. This rack was all his. After breaking him as well as he did, the rack was all his, and he played it beautifully. Now he's narrowed the gap to within 1 game, 8 games to 7.
Well, this match so far has been near perfect.
In favor of Mr. Cheng.
889 for Hohmann, 905 for Cheng. That's about right.
Hohmann needed to pick up his speed, and he did exactly that. He went from 820, 830 to 890, 899 or somewhere around there. He's played perfect pool since then, and he's been breaking the balls extremely well. This is going to be a very, very close match at the end. Right now it's very close, 9-8. I think it's going to be close from here on out because both players have hit a stride. That all depends on how well they break the balls and how fortunate they are off the break. Nice break. Nice break. He's got rewarded for it again.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about. It's about opening up the balls, just like both of these players have been doing.
Yeah, they're all open. No real problems here. Control the cue ball, and you'll have a tie ball game.
And this opening shot from the 1 to the 2 is the key to this rack. This is the big shot coming up right here, and he knows it. He knows that he has to play good shape on the 2 because it's positioned awkwardly in the center of the table or near there, and he has to get good shape on the 2 to fall for the 3. And there's not anything natural about this, Danny. He's going to have to play good cue ball speed here.
Yeah, but once he falls on the 3, he's got in line.
He didn't hit it good. That was the big shot of the rack right there.
It was.
I don't even think he can hit the 2.
He might be able to hit paint, but that's not going to help him. He knew it right away. He didn't hit it.
All that soft kicking went out the window here. He's going to have to kick this shot with speed. If he can't hit the paint of the 2, he's going to have to kick. And when you kick here, you're going to have to kick with speed. I like kicking off the bottom rail. This is the rail I like kicking off of, and hit it with some speed. And hope that the pool gods are on your side.
You mean there's pool gods? All these years I didn't know that?
Well, that's what Mike Sigel said. He's going to have to hit it with a low ball. I like drawing the ball here. He's not hitting with speed, Danny.
We better just hit it. Look at this. Oh, he didn't make the 7.
I was surprised he didn't hit it with speed. I don't know, because I didn't.
You're right.
I didn't see any remedy there with a soft kick or a semi-soft kick. I don't think that was the antidote for that situation.
Well, this is a little tricky start here.
Right.
You're going behind a lot of balls if you make the combination. So you got to hit it with the speed. Maybe you can't control the 2.
Nothing that predictable with this shot coming up right here. The cue ball is not predictable. The position after he makes the combination, if that's what he plays, is not very predictable. So there's a lot of uncertainties out there on what could happen, what may happen. So therefore, this rack is still kind of like up in the air.
He has to shoot too hard to control the 2. You can't just roll it because you'll wind up behind the 8 or the 3.
If he cuts the 2 into the 7, he'll probably just graze the 8 with the cue ball. And what happens with the cue ball, who knows? See what happens with the cue ball, what happens with the 2. Well, I'll tell you what, good things happen with the cue and good things happen with the 2. Now he's on his way. He leads 8 games to 7, and he's got a real good opportunity now. Yeah, the miscalculation with the one ball, what I'm talking about when Hohmann was at the table, was a real big mistake there.
He knew it right away, too, as soon as he hit it.
I think that was, if you could go back in this match and take back one mistake, that's what I would do if I was Hohmann. I would take back that one right there because he was playing good.
Yeah, that's not the rules, though. You can't take back a mistake.
No, but that's the one
You
I
got to
take
live
back.
with it. Perfect. He's got an angle now to get close as he wants to the 8.
He's pretty close to a tough angle here. It looks like that cue ball is tracking toward that corner pocket. From my vantage point, it looks like this angle is a little tricky. He may have to draw it.
Well, that's what he thinks, too.
Yeah, he may have to draw it here. Yep. Now he's going to take a longer shot than he would have liked.
Oh, he's fine.
Oh, yeah, because he's a great player. But it is missable. And it's kind of like awkward. It's in between forcing it and following it.
Ten ball, corner pocket.
Well, yeah, he definitely handled that angle nicely. And he'll get rewarded. He now leads by 2 games in the match. 9 games to 7.
He now leads the score 9-7.
But I'll tell you what, this match is far from over because now Hohmann has picked up his game. He is really playing well. It was unfortunate that he didn't get a shape on the 2 ball. He stretched over the table and didn't put a good stroke on the 1. I think he mishit the 1 a little bit too, by the way. Hohmann, that is, when he did that. But what preceded that was very impressive, the way he was running out and breaking the balls. So therefore, if he's fortunate enough to make another appearance here in the short future or in the near future.
Well, don't forget how he made his appearance. He had to a long bank off the 1 to get back into it. Now he goofed going from the 1 to the 3. Well, like you said, he was starting to play well.
Yeah, that's the important part. In other words, you are now ready to win. All you need is shots. But sometimes they don't come that easy or often. He kind of like mishit that break a little bit that time, but
he doesn't have a good shot on the 1, but he's got a pretty good safe.
He's got 2 shots there. The first one is the safety behind the 2. The second one is the 1-2 combination.
Yeah, I'd rather see the safe. You know, you're going to have to control the cue ball and the 1 ball. He's pointing to where the cue ball is going to hit when he plays the combination. I don't think he gets automatic positioned off of that. I think you got to play safe here, Billy.
Well, it's certainly a viable option, but you know, as well as these guys hit balls, the combination is also a viable option. Yeah, you know what? When you're talking about these truly upper echelon players, you have an opportunity to run out. Even though you have a pretty good safety available, you know, they always lean toward running out, and you really can't argue with them because how successful they are.
Well, you don't have to control everything here. You got to control the 1, the cue ball, and the 8.
Certainly a challenge. No one ever said it wasn't a challenge, but that's what these guys played for. They love the challenge because that's what makes them the players that they are.
They are champions, but still, if I were betting on them, I would like them to play safe. Doesn't have to turn out good here with the combination. Except if you go 3 rail. Look, if he would have brushed a 9, he would have been snookered if he brushed a 9.
Yeah, but that takes a lot of excitement out of the game, you know?
Oh, yeah. And look, the guy's amphibious.
Amphibious. Years ago, Alan Hopkins.
Oh, shut up.
Danny says amphibious.
Shut up.
Just tell me when I can speak.
Well, you don't have to speak that subject. Pat will tell you that.
This is the key shot, going from the 3 to the 4.
See, he was wise enough to not roll that combination in. He knew something could go wrong, so he went 3 cushions.
And going 3 cushions, Danny, as you know as well as anyone, he not only gave himself a better chance of coming up with a shot on the 2, but he also increased the accuracy of the shot.
Yeah, he did. I didn't expect that. I thought he would roll it in and hope. But doing it that way, he didn't have to. Make this ball, you're on the 6 automatically.
Well, since you understood his method of playing the shot, are you willing to reevaluate your opinion on the situation?
Yeah, he should have shot it. Forget the safe. You don't win this. You don't win playing safe right away, but he's going to win this one now.
8 ball.
Oh, that cue ball almost brushed his stick.
9 ball.
It almost brushed his stick. He just left the stick on the table, and it narrowly missed brushing his stick.
I told you that's what happened with Shannon in the U.S. Open twice. Brushed the cue.
He didn't miss the 10, I tell you that. 10 games for Cheng, 7 for Hohmann, and now Cheng's starting once again to stretch it out. He's stretching out that lead.
And that was all Holman's fault. Unforced error.
Yeah, he kind of stretched a little bit for that shot on the 1-2. Like he put himself out of his position in terms of his body position. If you're uncomfortable with the shot, but that shot there, drawing the cue ball back with the bridge, I don't blame him for shooting it like he did. He just didn't hit it well, that's all.
Well, he knows it. He feels himself going.
You can see how important the break is when you're talking about the caliber of players that we have here in this tournament. When you break the balls as well as these guys are breaking them, and you back it up with skill.
Well, when Pat Fleming told me on the phone that he was getting Cheng, I got excited. I thought this is adding something big to this tournament. Look at that. He's got a shot on the 1. He's going to have to roll it in because the 2 is gone.
It looks like the 1 is slightly in front of the 2 in terms of, So therefore,
that's going to be tricky.
Yeah. After pocketing the 1, if he hits the 2, he's not going to hit much of the 2. And if you don't hit enough of the 2, you're going to lose position. See, that's what he's concerned with.
He ought to be. I think he's going to have to spin it with a little right-hand English to hit the 2, even if it's off the rail.
I think he's got to hit this very softly,
Yeah, but he's got to spin it forward.
I would just be concerned about hitting it softly and just brushing the 2 very softly.
See, he put right-hand English on. That's why he hit the 2. But it made the shot tougher, but he's in line now.
2 to 3, 3 to the 4, no problem.
No. Not at all.
4 to the 5, not much of a problem. 5 to the 7, somewhat of a concern.
Yeah. That would be what Holman is pulling for. Problems on that ball, because that's the only hope he's got.
5 to the 7 could be the area of concern for him right now. It's coming up. He's got to come up with the correct angle on the 5 to simplify the position from the 5 to the 7.
Well, the thing about that is, no matter if you get to the 7 in the far pocket, no problem getting to the 8. So that's a little bit of an advantage.
Exactly. I'm sure he didn't play it like that.
Oh, no.
I'm sure he didn't play it like that.
This makes getting to the 7 a little more difficult because he might have to go 3 cushions now, or 2 cushions. Makes the shot a little tougher.
Absolutely. If he wants to elevate here, he's really going to make the shot play tougher. To elevate here and pocket the ball would be the best way to get out, but it's not easy.
Oh, he's going to have to hit 2 rails, definitely.
Slight elevation here. He's got the luxury of shooting between the pocket here.
He elevated, like you said.
Yes.
And because of where the 8 is, position is not difficult. Well, do you come back or go forward?
No, you got to come back. You got to come back here.
Well, the reason I say that is you're going to be behind the 9 for a little while. But he did it perfectly. He's going to have the angle on the 9 now to get to the 10, I believe.
You got to play a pretty good angle on the 9 here. He's looking maybe to go around the 9 here. You know, because rolling it softly, he may end up bad on the 9.
Yeah, you don't want to be straight.
Oh, he had the wrong angle. He had the opposite angle of the angle that I thought that he had.
Yeah.
Now he's got to come with another little bit of a tester here with the 9.
Well,
it's
the
missable.
test is making the ball.
It's
You're going
missable.
to the 10 if you make the ball.
Yeah. Well, it's missable. But not if he hit it like that.
Oh, he got lucky. He hit the point and it turned out all right.
Mr. Cheng wins that game.
Well, the better you play, the luckier you get, Danny.
Yeah, that's the way it seems.
Yeah.
The guy who's playing best will get the better rolls.
11 games for Cheng, 7 games for Hohmann.
Yeah, Cheng is getting near the finish line.
Momentum is such a big thing in this match. Hohmann winning the first 3 games. Cheng followed up by winning the next 3 games. Hohmann was able to win game number 7, but relinquished his control of the table through games through 8 through a 12, which that was a big sort of run when Cheng won 5 consecutive games. Hohmann followed that up by winning 3 games consecutively, and now Cheng once again has won 3 consecutive games. So Cheng has really come with the big barrage of winning 5 games in a row.
He's played a little bit better than Hohmann.
No, he didn't break him that good that time, and he didn't make anything.
Oh, and he left the shot.
Now Hohmann steps to the table with an opportunity. A lot of congestion in the center of the table. Not an easy rack, especially from the 1 to the 2.
Yeah, the 2 goes in that side where the 10 is. He's got a chance to get there.
If the 2 goes in the lower left-hand pocket, he's taking a look at it. If it goes in the lower left-hand pocket, he'll then draw 2 cushions out of the upper right-hand corner, staying in good line for the 2. I don't know if it goes there, though.
Well, I think the 1 to the 2 is the whole rack. Let's see.
Let's say that it's probably the biggest shot in the rack right now.
Right.
Well, he's playing in another pocket. He's going with a high ball.
Well, he underhit it a little bit.
Well, he's got the corner.
He's going to hit balls now, though.
Yep, and that's the problem with this angle because, like Danny says, if he opts to play in the upper right-hand corner, he's going to go into balls. And when you go into balls, sometimes you tie him up.
Exactly. That's why I tell you people out there, when balls go, don't hit them anymore. Fall on where they go. But here is a little difficult. He's going to hit the 7. Well, now the 3 to the 4 is a little bit of a problem.
And the 5 to the 6 is a problem. Because the 7 now ended up in between the 5 and the 6, cutting off that avenue of position.
Well, the 5 to the 6 is a little later on in the game.
Exactly. The immediate problem, like Danny says, is the 3 to the 4 and also pocketing the 3.
Well, I expect him to pocket because he's a great shot maker. He did right through the center.
Okay, now the problem becomes the 5 to the 6. Now you can see the pattern here. He's going to cut the 4 in the upper right-hand corner the way he looks at the table. He's going to go 2 cushions in between the 6 and the 9. He's going to end up with a shot on the 5 in the side. But what angle is he going to end up with?
Oh, he hit that perfectly.
Now, he has an option here, I do believe. He needs to come across table far enough where that cue ball is now a little further if he opts to play that angle. I don't know if he can rest the cue ball on the rail to end up straight in on the 6. I don't even know if there's a room to do that.
If he does that, he's going to get a little angle on the 7. But I think that's the way you got to go. Get on the rail and shoot the 6 in, take the angle on the 7.
He doesn't like it. He backed up off the shot.
No, well, there's other things you would like better, but he's going to do this. This is okay. He got perfect.
Wow. Now, that was pretty...
He got perfect. It's
talking
like
about,
you said,
talking
the 5
about working
to the
in
6.
close quarters.
Oh, he got very good here. Now it becomes a connect the dots. He's not done yet.
You got to make the ball.
Oh, he's going to be shooting 900 himself after this rack.
9 ball, come on, Pop.
Got a lot of work ahead of him. He trails by 4 games.
10 ball, side pop. Mr. Hohmann with that.
Nothing beats a failure but a try, Danny. Now the score 11 games for Cheng, 8 for Hohmann. And the way Hohmann's been breaking the balls, at least the last few times he's broken the balls, he's hit the 1 ball squarely, he's getting good action, and he's running out well.
Yeah, this is a pretty errorless game. Or set. Well, Cheng looks concerned now. A little while ago, he was feeling real relaxed, but he's still got the lead.
Anytime you're talking about upper echelon players that are playing on equipment that's giving up balls on the break, you never know what's going to happen. No lead is comfortable. Even if it's a 3, 4, 5 game lead, it's surmountable because of the ability of the players and their forgiveness of the break in terms of
But
pocketing
Billy,
balls on the break.
You said you never know what's going to happen, but you're a genius. You know everything.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Good break. Where are you,
He's
everybody?
going to have a shot on the 1.
He made a ball, and he's got a shot. Look at this. The 4. That's the only big problem.
I'd say going from the 1 to the 2 is a problem.
Not as much as going to the 4, but that's later.
No, this is the big shot coming up right here, going from the 1 to the 2. Because there's really not much room for error with this shot here. in terms of playing shape on the 2. The 2 is positioned very awkwardly on the table in relation to the 3. You really can't see if the 7 ball was off the table. It would really simplify this layout, with the exception of the 4, obviously. But going from the 1 to the 2 is a major hurdle.
Well, he should have made the 7 on the break.
Oh, that's right. You should have told him that.
Well, if he can get straight in on the 2, he's going to love it.
Well,
What's going on? Well, he
don't have to worry about the 4 anymore. Well,
yeah,
maybe he does.
It got worse.
Maybe he does.
It got worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to hit balls. You could only make them worse if they already go somewhere. It's a very interesting match at any rate because no one's going to lose because they dogged it.
Nice.
Oh, look at
Now,
the way he reversed that.
if he cinches the 3, does he have the angle to pocket the 4 in the side or a possible billiard on the 10?
Or a possible safe. I mean, that might be a factor here.
No, he can pocket the 3 and go cross table with the cue ball ending up on that side rail and then play some sort of a safety, but that is very difficult.
Yeah, but the 8 is in the way, Billy.
Like this. See, now he can play a safety. He can stick the cue ball behind the 8, shoot the 4 on the side of the 10, and freeze the cue ball on the 8. That's what
the
I was
shot.
talking about.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, people. You don't always look to run out. You get to where you play a safe like this. He put him in jail. How in the world do you hit the 5 now?
Illegally.
Or the 4?
You're not going to hit it. You're not going to hit it with a legal shot. Not from there.
Oh, this is a very difficult spot.
Yeah, if he hits this shot, I'm going to buy you a Cadillac.
I'll buy you a pony. Can you ride a pony, Billy?
Can I ride?
I'll buy you a pony if he hits this.
I've always been afraid to ride on a horse. I really have. I tried to ride a horse once. It was really scary.
I rode them on a wet track. I mean, they slide everywhere, but they got such balance. They want to keep you on them. You know that.
Not the horse I was on. I'll tell you that. He didn't want to keep me on. At least that's the impression I got.
Yeah, but they do have such balance. They want to keep you on there. I'm only talking about this. 3 rails? Could he hit the end rail? I don't think so.
I hope not. We'll have to go to the dealership.
I don't think he can hit the end rail off of this.
Oh, wait a second. Okay. Well, at least I'm safe.
Oh,
with
he
that.
was in jail there.
I just couldn't envision us going to the dealership.
He was such in jail,
beautiful...
I would have gave you 2 ponies.
Well, talking about ponies, it looks like Hohmann's back in the saddle again.
Yeah, he's not done yet. Because he's playing well.
No, he may have to follow this, Danny.
Yeah, he's going to follow it and go between the 7 and the 8 to get to the 6. Like he did. Very good shot, folks. It looked easy, but very good shot. And it figures to win this game for him. You got the right angle now to get the right angle. And this is the right angle to go away from the 10.
Ball corner pop.
Well, Hohmann now trails by only 2 games.
And his break.
He only trails by 2 games now at 11-9.
This is a good match. Yeah, we're taking a break, folks. We'll be right back. We are back, folks. Back to the player here. Hope you're enjoying this match. It's a great match.
11-9, Cheng over Hohmann. But the break is worth at least a game, so the match is a lot closer.
It could mean
than
4 games.
11-9. Nice. He's making that second ball on the side.
Yeah, for some reason that's going almost all the time, and Shane Van Boening is an expert at that shot.
Right. And Hohmann's been making that ball too, but not as regularly as Shane. But he has been getting really good results with his break in terms of pocketing that second ball on the side.
Well,
and if you can do that, then you're a very dangerous player.
He doesn't have a great start this rack, because all he has is a bank on the 1, and falling on the next ball will be tricky. I don't think he's shooting it.
No, you got to bank it underneath you, send the cue ball behind the 10. Oh, I like the other way. Oh, I like that way better.
Yeah, but I think he can hit the 1, and he might be able to have a shot on the 10.
I like banking it to the other side rail and sending the cue ball on back of all those balls.
He's looking at the window here.
Yeah, he can get lucky here. Yeah,
well,
he can get lucky here.
Yeah, the 10 might go. Part 1 is hit the 1.
He's going to come close to this because he's going to hit it with some speed, and it's going to shorten up a little bit. So I think he's going to get good action off of this kick.
See, I sort of don't agree with you because he can't hit the cue ball low. He's got to hit it high, and the high will make it go longer. So I don't think it's the speed that affects where it's going. High or low is affecting it.
Yeah, high and low, it does affect it, but speed affects it as well.
Oh, both.
So I think that when he hits it with speed, it's still going to shorten up.
Well, he hit the 10. That doesn't count.
No.
Oh, we're going to have a close match. It's pretty close right now.
Hohmann takes cue ball in hand.
Yeah, kind of like him shooting the 1 and moving the 6, opening up that pocket for the 3.
You're right. Good thinking, Billy, but he's not going to do that. Yes, he is. He listened to you.
Yeah. Well, he's a smart man.
You are pretty smart, Billy.
He's a smart man. But he's not like positioned ideally to play shade for the 3 in this lower corner pocket because of the position of the 10. He would like to play around the 10 if he's going to play position for the 3 in this pocket, but that's not easy.
It's not. You can very well hit the 10 and everything changes.
So he's opting to do it the other way.
Yeah.
And I like what he did because not only did he play position for the 3, he also played position for the 3 to drop to the 4.
Yeah, he got the perfect angle to go to the 4. Make the ball, and you're on the 4. I don't like him hitting the 6, but it didn't affect things.
I don't think he tried to hit the 6.
He didn't. It didn't hurt him none.
He's shooting really nice right now. I mean, his accuracy is...
Don't forget, he's undefeated like Van Boening. So he'll still be undefeated if he can come back and win this match.
Yeah, his accuracy is good. His break is good. And his thinking is really good since he agreed with me. You know? So, a lot of good things he got working for him here.
Well, he's one game behind if he wins this one, and it's still his break.
Yeah, I don't think he's behind. I think if you were to set a money price on this match, he would be the favorite, actually.
Yeah.
Even though he trails by a game, the break has been so significant that it outweighs the advantage of a game.
Well, this is why I like winner breaks, because if this were alternate breaks, you can never gain all these games.
Yeah, and I feel the same, because if I was younger, I'd really be in better shape.
You were younger yesterday.
If this was alternate break, I mean, what are you?
You get behind, you're dead.
It's not alternate break, and I'm not younger. And I was younger yesterday, you're right. Jeez. Well, we're getting along so well. There goes that 6 in the side. He's been making that ball just about every rack. He doesn't have a shot on the 1.
But he's shooting, and he can play it safe. I mean, I don't think you could bank this cross side and get to the 2.
I kind of like him banking it across table and going behind the 9.
Yeah, I like that too.
I like going behind the 9 here and utilizing not only the 9, but also the 8 and the 5 as blockers. That's what he's looking at now.
Oh, he tried to go behind the 9, but watch out.
No, he's got
He did all right.
Yeah, he's fine. Now, can he jump over the 8 and the 5? Can you do that? I'm not really versed with the ability of these players using a jump cue. I don't really know too much about the jump cue.
You know, the whole U.S. Open, I didn't see him jump once.
Can you jump over these balls? I mean, because you're in the ideal position, being so close to the cushion, to use that rail as leverage to jump.
You better move something here, because if Hohmann gets ball in hand, he's got a billiard.
He sure does. Right. Matter of fact,
I don't care if you shoot the balls right into him now to move them. Make sure you hit something.
I totally disagree with what he's doing here, by the way. He's saying, I totally disagree with it. You're much better off kicking here.
I think you're much better off shooting anything into it. Oh, he hit it a little. That took away the billiard.
Yeah, but you know how lucky he got to do that? See, at least if you kick, you're going to move those balls in some way, and you got a chance to make the 10.
But all day yesterday,
had no
Billy,
chance to make anything with what he did.
All day yesterday, you said,
pardon me?
You got to be good enough to get lucky. You know.
Well, you know, you didn't have a chance to get lucky that way, other than what he just did.
Yeah.
You know.
But what if you don't hit it at all because you can't play? You're done.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about which is the correct shot.
Okay, what is he going to do now?
I'll let you know in a second.
Tough to get to the 2, cutting this 1 in. A lot of obstructions here.
Well, beautifully executed
shot.
Oh,
he's back and forth. Did he go behind the 3?
He don't like it. He don't like it.
I know, he went
like
behind the 3.
Wait a second. Looks like there's a chance for maybe a bank cross side here, Danny. I don't know. Or a possible masse, or a possible jump. So therefore, there are 3 possibilities here. He can either bank it cross side, he can masse it around the 3, or jump over the 3. Or he could play maybe a safety off the 2, which is probably the 3rd and most unlikely choice.
Well, whatever you do, you better hit it, because the 310 is a potential shot for your opponent. He can brush the 2 anyway and come with distance. I think that's the best thought.
He's
calling it cross
side. He's going for option number 1.
Okay. Can he control the cue ball?
He may be playing a safety and calling the bank.
Or he may be making the bank and making the 10.
Now, if he makes the 10, does he win the game with that shot?
Yeah, he made the ball he called, so
Okay.
you get the 10.
Well, I'll tell you what, even though he didn't make the 10, he's in good line to win the game.
Yes, he is.
And like I mentioned before, he may be the favorite, trailing by one game, 11-10, because of the break. Now, you got to draw this back. You got to draw back because you stay in line on the 5 to the
he's gonna
7.
get 2 rails to the 5. Well, he is in a good shape to win this game. And we'll have
This is
a
kind of
race
funny.
to 2.
This is kind of funny right here. Really is. Because he's going to probably end up straight in on the 7, and that means he's going to have to make a good shot on it. Unless he
he'll
draws
do
to
that.
the rail and back.
He'll do that. I got confidence.
Unless he draws to the rail and back like this. Okay? He's got a lot closer to the 7, which is
Yeah.
always an edge.
He'd like to get straight in on the 8 or in a little bit of an angle.
This is tricky, by the
I
way.
don't see any tricky.
Oh, this is tricky. No,
No, it
question.
isn't. No
Oh.
tricky.
Oh, yes.
No, it is. Does it look tricky? Does that look tricky, Billy?
Well, right now, there's nothing tricky about it. And it's starting to look even less tricky.
Yeah, I didn't see any tricky.
Well, I thought he was straight in. I didn't think he had the angle to do that. Had he not had the angle to go to the side rail, then he would have had to draw it straight back. It was tricky. But the match is tied up 11 games apiece. After falling behind 11-7, he's managed to win 4 consecutive games to
Look
tie
at
the
the
match up at
TPA.
11 games apiece.
TPA 922, 911. That's indicative of the score.
And I mentioned earlier that Hohmann, even though he trailed by 4 games, was not out of the match because he's playing well and breaking well. And that's what he needed to do to get back into the match, and that's exactly what he's done.
But you also told me how smart you are, so that's why it
You
happened.
told me how smart I was, and you know I'm not smart. And you know what? But I don't mind you saying that because it made me feel good just for a while.
I heard you got through high school.
You're mistaken.
You never got through.
No.
You got through
Do I
street
impress
school.
you like someone that got through high school? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Do I impress you as a person that got through high school?
You got street high school. See, I got high school, college, and street.
Well, let's let you know. I have a master's, okay?
Yeah.
I got it. I got it at
A
Eddie's pool room.
master's in nut artistry.
I got it from Ames Billiards
Okay.
in New York.
Back to the race to 2 for the match.
Uh-oh, he didn't make anything at that time. He didn't make anything that time, but he was fortunate enough not to leave a shot. So he kind of like knows when not to make a ball on the break.
Well, that's the fickle thing of the game. You know, guy beats you 5 in a row, then he breaks and snookers you. What's he doing? I don't think he can make the one. He might be able to hit the edge of it.
Pool is such an amazing game. It's not only a test of skill, but it's also a test of temperament. In other words, you have to manage to keep it together regardless of the situation. You know, whatever transpires during the course of a match, which there's a lot of things that can happen, you got to keep it together mentally, and sometimes that's hard to do. And you know that as well as anyone.
What about not paying the rent because of pool?
Like Cheng right now, he was leading by 4 games a short while ago. He's watched Hohmann run out, making balls on the break, and he's in that chair probably saying to himself, when am I going to have my opportunity? Well, you have it now, and he's not real happy about it. But I think he's going to be able to deal with it because he seems to be able to deal with things quite well.
Well, he's probably thinking this didn't happen in the U.S. Open with the Americans, and Hohmann's only an American because he lives in Jacksonville.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to make sense out of this, okay? I'm having a difficult time.
You got to remember this. Making sense is not entertaining.
Okay. Let's get back to the match, okay, Danny?
Yeah, I've been on it. What's he going to do now? He doesn't have a good safe. And Hohmann didn't go for any tricks.
Well, it's obvious that he doesn't have a good save, or else Hohmann would have been shooting, because he got the option, and he turned it down.
Yeah, but why doesn't he?
Well, he made a good shot.
Maybe.
He made a good shot. I don't
he
care what
did
happens.
now,
He
yeah.
made a good
Boy,
shot.
That's great.
That was a pull shot. He realized that his only option was to thinly cut the one ball and steer it past all those interfering balls and end up exactly where it ended up. That wasn't easy.
Well, Hohmann's got a two-rail kick at the 1. The 10 is aiming at the 4, but not quite.
Well, you put him there, Hohmann. Now he put you there. What are you going to do?
I know you better hit this.
Yeah, he said,
He
I'm going to
did
hit this
hit
for
it.
some speed. He said,
Yeah,
I'm
he
going to hit
sold
this for
out.
some speed.
He sold out. But I think the 8 is going to stop him from falling on the 2.
If he has the angle that suggests, like Danny said, that he's going to go into the 8, he does have a problem.
Well, does the 2 glance off the 7 and go to the 4? Because that's where he's going to be.
What?
I think you got to look at that. It looks like the 2 is glancing the 7, going right at the 4.
I think he's going to end up playing shape for the 2 in this lower left-hand corner or the right corner, the way he addresses the table.
Oh, how about missing the ball totally?
Oh, he got a kiss. And
Yeah,
I got a good
he's not
kiss
gonna like it.
for Hohmann.
Hohmann's got a great opportunity to get on the hill with his break.
This is something that obviously warrants taking your time. 'Cause this is, like Danny said, a huge, huge rack. The winner of this rack will be on the hill and will be breaking the balls on the hill. And you can't ask for a better position than that, considering how this match is played out. Now he's got to be careful here. He might make both balls.
He might be snookered on the 3.
So you have to keep that in mind. If you happen to make both balls here, you want to position the cue ball good enough to pocket the 3 next. So therefore, not only you should be concerned with pocketing the combination, you should be concerned with playing shape on the 3.
Oh, he didn't get position, but that was because he didn't want to make them both.
Well, you know what? I think what you should be thinking about there is to make them both and play shape on the 3. That's the correct thought you should
But
have.
he didn't think of that, apparently.
When you start trying to only make one ball, you sacrifice the accuracy of the shot. And sometimes when you do that, you lose control of the lead ball, and that's what he did.
Well, he has a good angle to go behind the 8, and if he doesn't get there, well, he finally learned to use the bridge instead of twisting around. Yeah. go behind the 8 here, and you still got 3 balls to get him with.
This is
besides.
tough. This is tough. This is tough.
Oh,
This is tough.
he did all right.
I don't know if he did all right or not, because even a kick here, I think the shooter's the favorite from here, even if he can't see the 2. I think a good kick here makes him the favorite.
As long as you don't make the 2.
I think a good kick here makes him the favorite. He
Yeah.
can kick, go behind the 5. The 2 ball can go behind the 9-10.
Yeah, he's got the 5, 6, and 7 to get him with kicking.
I don't think he can scratch.
Oh, he could. He
I don't
could.
think
That's
so.
another thing. Yeah, he's glancing, going towards that pocket. Good hit. Good hit.
Well, I don't know. He may have left him. Can he get deeply behind the 2 and stick there? I don't think. Maybe,
He might.
Maybe
He
the
might.
10's in the way for that shot.
Yeah, he might.
The 10 could be in the way for that shot. If the 10 precludes him from going behind the 2 and sticking, like
Yeah,
I mentioned,
I
if the-
think he can do that, Billy.
I don't know. I don't think he has the angle to get deeply behind the 2.
He looks like he's going at the 2. He probably has paint. He does. Oh.
Hey, he's going to work out. It's going to work out. No, it didn't. Yes, it did. Yes,
No,
it
didn't.
did.
Yes, it did.
I don't believe he can contact the 2.
It almost seems like the balls know when it's near the end of the match.
But I want to tell you something. This has been a very interesting match, and this game has been very interesting in itself, because a lot of things have happened in this particular rack. A lot of unforeseen things have happened. You know, the suspense is really there still. Big game here, and then who knows who's going to win it? Because things keep happening for
He
both
didn't call
players.
the ball. He didn't make it either. Did he call that?
But you don't have to call it when you kick.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, he didn't have to call it because he kicked.
Yeah, and like I said,
Oh,
prior
boy.
to him shooting that shot, a lot of unforeseen things have been happening, and there's a lot of suspense in this. And you really don't know what's going to happen. And once again, you don't know what's going to happen, but it's starting to clear up right now.
Yeah. Everything is open, Billy. Oh, he got a good angle on the 6. Can he come
Yeah.
back and keep the angle on the 7 to get to the 8?
Yeah, it looks like he can do pretty much what he wants with this shot.
Yep, he got the angle on the 7 to get to the 8.
Yeah, actually, he ended up perfectly on the 6 to do exactly what he needed to do to run the rest of the balls. It's a little thin here unless he comes back
Oh,
from the
he's fine.
side.
He's fine.
He may come back from the side here.
Oh, yeah, that's what he's going to do. No problems now. He's going to get on the hill, it looks like.
Yeah, that rack was could have went either way, and the way it went was unpredictable. And
Mr. Cheng.
you know, I mean, it was.
Mr. Cheng.
You
Well,
just
you
didn't know.
predicted that it was uncertain.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of craziness in that rack.
Mr. Cheng is on.
And that's how Cheng ended up with the advantage by kicking in a bank on the 2 ball.
Let's replay the bank that he kicked in that you don't have to call because you kicked. I like that rule.
Going from an
Unbelievable. Look at this.
underdog
Look
going
at
from
that.
an underdog to a favorite to win the match.
Well, he didn't win yet.
No,
He
but
needs
he's
one more.
But he's the favorite.
Oh, good figuring.
Thank you.
The only reason you know that because you're in Vegas all the time, and you know all the odds for gambling.
Well, you really don't have to know too much about odds to understand that he's a favorite, leading 12 to 11
Yeah,
with the
but
break.
it helps for the people who don't know what your unlimited
I have a good foundation.
wisdom. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. And you're from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh Billy.
yeah. And anyone from Pittsburgh knows odds.
Well, I want to tell you the famous thing about Pittsburgh, but after the break.
Seven.
There it
Wow.
goes.
Wow, he hit that break
What's
perfect.
happening here?
Perfect. Oh,
Nothing.
wow. Oh, wow. Hohmann has life. Hohmann has life.
Well, while he's thinking here, Stephen Foster, the songwriter, sold the rights of "Oh Susanna" to a bartender in Pittsburgh for a bottle of whiskey.
Hold it a second. It's very important. Very important right here. He has a kick on the 1 to make the 4. That's the shot right here. He can kick the 1 and make the 4.
You're
That's
right.
the shot.
You're right.
If he does anything else other than kick the 1, he's going to lose this match.
Yeah, he's looking at it, Billy. No, he's looking at something else.
Well, if he's going to, if he doesn't kick at the 1 to make the 4, I predict he's going to lose this match.
But you know what? He probably doesn't play one pocket, or that would come up automatically.
Well,
Well, he heard you now. He's kicking it. But you got to go a little deeper than you think, or you're going to hit it too full. And he's amphibious. That helps. Yeah, this kind of shot is tricky. You got to go a little bit deeper, or you're going to hit it too full. I think he's hitting it too full, Billy.
I don't know about that.
I do. He overcut it.
That gave him his best chance of winning the match. That kick right there, even though he didn't succeed with the attempt. I thought that he chose the
Yeah.
correct shot.
He did, Billy.
Combination, corner pile.
Well, for some reason, he doesn't feel comfortable about this.
He doesn't like the speed of the cue ball behind the 5 after
You don't
pocketing
have
the
to go
combination.
hard.
He doesn't like that. He says, I don't like the speed of the cue ball behind the 5
And
after I make the combination.
Now it showed.
That's what he didn't like. You know what? That's exactly what happened. It's amazing how you think, one person has a big edge and all of a sudden a shot later, it disappeared.
Well, I didn't think he read the shot right because he only had to crawl the ball to make the ball hanging.
He may be able to kick it in, though.
Bank kick.
He may be able to kick it in.
Okay.
He might scratch 3 in the side, though.
Might scratch in the corner,
No,
too.
3 in the side.
Oh, he overcut it.
Wait a
Where
second.
you going?
Wait a second.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think the 1 is almost hanging.
it is. He's got a shot.
Yeah. But that's only half the shot. Playing shape on the 2 is the more difficult end of the shot. I think pocketing the 1 doesn't present much of a problem, but getting shape on the 2 is a much bigger feat or problem than pocketing the 1. I think he's going to have to go with extreme spin here. Extreme spin. And when you do that, you're going to have a little deflection and some masse. Let's see what he does.
Well, you got to allow for the curve if you do extreme spin. I think he's just cutting it. No, he spun it. And he did it pretty well. He's got the angle now. Avoid getting behind the 8.
He wants to draw past the 10 here, and there's no guarantee he'll be able to do that because if he brushes the top of the 10, he'll send himself out of line. And if he doesn't brush the top of the 10, he may end up out of line anyways.
Behind the 8.
So there's no real guarantee when he shoots this shot that it's going to work out well for him. So this game is somewhat still up for grabs. Somewhat. It's not over yet. Wow, he narrowly missed the 8. Had he brushed the 8 there, he would have found himself stiff on the 3. But he didn't. Now he's in pretty good line on the 3. I think
they're all out in the open.
I think he's got to use a center ball and come back. Center right and come back. Not low, center. That's the ball. See, that's center ball and come back. Now, Danny, this is a type of a shot that you recommended earlier in the match. He doesn't need to do much here. Just get back far enough just to see the 8. Maybe draw it back or even follow it. Either way. But you can't afford to allow the 9 to interfere with the next shot.
Well, he did just that. The 9 is so out in the open, it goes in many pockets. He'd like to get to the side, of course.
Okay, now if he happens to spin this, he doesn't want the cue ball to track toward that side pocket.
Or the 10. You don't want to hit the 10 now.
Mm-hmm. So I think he's got to hit it with some speed here. He's going toward that side, so be careful. He's going toward the side, but he's all right. I tell you, this has been a very, very well-played match by both of these players.
Right.
And one of the most interesting matches in the tournament up to date. Finally won by Cheng, 13-11. Very nicely played match by both players.
Well, they both got one loss now.
Next match, 3 o'clock.
We're going to be back in just a few minutes. I don't know exactly how long it's going to be, maybe 30 minutes, with Appleton Shaw. Appleton is in the same position that Cheng was in with one loss, and Shaw was in the same position that Hohmann was in with one win. Let's see if they can even it out, if Appleton can come back and even out that record like Cheng did here. But we'll see. 30 minutes from now, we'll be back with that match.